Do we need vaccine mandates? These protesters in New York say it's their right to decide what goes into their body. And mandates for state employees and healthcare workers go too far. But in Europe, Italy has gone even further. From October 15, anyone wanting to participate in public life will have to be vaccinated or have recovered from a COVID infection. The penalty will be a hefty fine. Many are now asking whether these new rules are part of a trend that will lead to a global vaccine mandate. It could be the only. Many are now asking whether these new rules are part of a trend that will lead to a global vaccine mandate. It could be the only way to. Many are now asking whether these new rules are part of a trend that will lead to a global vaccine mandate. It could be the only way to beat the COVID pandemic.
Hi, I'm Ben Fazoulan. The number of coronavirus cases continues to rise in Greece, and now that schools have resumed following the summer break, the government's introduced tougher legislation aimed at persuading more people to get vaccinated.
It's lunchtime at this fish restaurant near Athens. Everyone who works here is vaccinated. The owner checked their vaccination certificates. Having all 8 of his employees inoculated is the only way his establishment could qualify as COVID-free and operate without restrictions. There was one employee who didn't want to get vaccinated at first, but when it essentially became mandatory, he did. It was the only way to keep his job. At first, the new rules only applied to workers in bars and restaurants. But now everyone has to inform employers of their status. Unvaccinated people have to be tested at least once a week at their own expense. Employers who do not enforce the rules can be fined up to 1,500 euros. Most support this policy. It protects us all. I think that it's crucial for the common good. I'm a teacher. How can I enter a class without being vaccinated? You just can't do that. The rules in the healthcare sector are especially strict. Those who refuse to get vaccinated have been put on unpaid leave. That has triggered protests and left many hospitals with a real problem. 40 of our 1,600 employees have been suspended. Unfortunately, that has a real impact because we have serious staff shortages. And that's true for almost all the hospitals in the country. At the biggest vaccination center in Athens, things are quiet. Only around 56% of Greeks are fully vaccinated, and infection rates remain high. The government says it might have to get tougher still to boost the vaccination rate. We first have to evaluate the data and then see where mandatory vaccination may be beneficial for other professional groups. Where gentle persuasion hasn't worked, Greece is opting for a tougher line with ever stricter rules and penalties.